My dear friends and family, thank you so much for joining me. I really appreciate getting these opportunities to just share with you what God's putting on my heart. So right now, what God has on my heart so strongly in this season is just the theme of life. It's spring, and as I go walking outside, I am just rejoicing to see green grass poking up and buds on the trees. And, you know, it has felt like such a long winter season in so many ways. I mean, the cold weather, the darker days, the shorter days. But at the same time, we've had so much paired with that, with COVID and more time at home. It has felt like a very mellow season, a darker season, maybe even a colder season. There's been some wonderful, good things in there too. I've experienced some great things this year, but it's felt like a long winter. And as I'm walking around and seeing life come back, I am just filled to overflowing almost with the expectation, the promise of life. And seeing the beginning of that promised life being restored. The winter is gone. Of course, we're in Colorado, so the winter's probably not quite gone yet, but the winter is gone. The spring has come. The rains have come. It's the season for flowers. I think there's a verse on that in Song of Songs. But I'm just overwhelmed with this theme of life. So I thought I'd share this painting with you. I titled it Life. I was thinking about sharing something that was more a flower or a plant, but at the same time, aren't our lives, they're the best example I have of God's gift of life. And we go through just as the seasons around us, there are different seasons, and there is a purpose for each of those seasons. So also in our lives, we go through different seasons, and they ebb and they flow and they keep going back around. We are going to have winters again, but we're going to have springs and summers and falls again too. And so I believe a person's life is such a beautiful gift. There is so much potential there. God's promise of life. So I did this painting quite a while ago. I was meditating on what a person's timeline would look like from God's perspective. And it's not straight. It's just as seasons cycle, there are cycles, and there's ebb and flow and fullness and a time of feeling a little more thin and different colors, rich and pale and dark and light. It's a little chaotic even, but chaotic within a very specific structure. And God, when we were conceived, God knit our beings into life itself, into the fabric of existence. This timeline is just our physical existence. I can't speak to much beyond that at this point, but He knits us into this physical existence. I even started on this end with more pastel colors, the colors of childhood. And like I said, as we grow, there are times of deep richness and deepness, the fullness of life. And there's times of a little more of this gold, this intimacy with God. There's times of this black, this darkness. There's times of great joy. There's times of great mourning. And at some point, our Father brings us back around, and He brings us back to the door of life, which He opens on the other end. He knits us into life, and He opens the door of life for us when it is time for a different level of life. That is also a spring. That is also a new life, a new beginning. And I'm just in this place right now of rejoicing in life. And I rejoice in the life that God has given me. I rejoice in the life that He has given each and every one of you. It is difficult. There are trials. It hurts, but there is joy and there is color and there is uniqueness. No two lives are the same. And I believe our timelines are this beautiful masterpiece. Your life is a masterpiece. It's just that we're in one of these little moments. You know, I might be somewhere like right here. I might be here for all I know. I don't know. But we're in this tiny little moment. But if we could step back, I pray one day maybe God even gives me that privilege of seeing what a person's life, what the masterpiece of a person's life looks like as a big picture. But I just want to encourage you, as you think about this thing we call life, as you think about these seasons, as you think about the season that you are in right now, I just pray that you can rejoice, no matter where that season is. I pray that you can remember that it's not just about this one place, but we're a part of something so much bigger. That even the dark colors and moments of our lives are there for a purpose. Winter is there for a purpose. Did you know there are some plants that absolutely have to go through a freeze in order to grow and flourish in the spring? Every season, they're difficult, they're different, but each season has its purpose. And this season in your life has a purpose too. It has a purpose. In mine, I feel like right now, with life coming alive, it's a time for creativity and energy and recognition. So I'm going to work to recognize life. I'm going to work to rejoice in the life that God has given me. Present, past, and future moments. And to really enjoy the season we're in. I'm going to enjoy the spring, and I am looking forward to the summer. And I pray that you are too. May you be blessed. May you be filled with life overflowing today, and also with the promise of life to come. God bless.